Well, it's week 6 of LCS with coverage brought to you by Alienware, and it's also the first day of daylight savings time. So FB and I, both of us, have our sunglasses on right now. You enjoying this nice heat?
Not really. I prefer more cold weather, and also it's very bright, so it kind of hurts my eyes.
Aren't you? You're from an area that is very bright and hot.
That is true. That is true. But I prefer the cold and the dark.
I got you. Okay. So maybe after you're done with league, you'll move to like Seattle or Vancouver or something. Alaska.
I have no idea how the weather is in those countries, but if it's cold and dark, yes.
Okay. Either way, let's talk about some League of Legends. Okay, so you guys just beat FlyQuest, but they weren't even sitting in the chairs across from you. That's how absent they were. No, obviously because of a COVID thing, they weren't able to compete in person. Is it strange at all when you sit down in the chairs and you just look across so there's nobody sitting over there?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it kind of kills the vibe a bit. You're getting on stage all hyped up, and then you look to the right, and there's just no one there. So I'd like it if they could get over their COVID and come back.
Have you heard about this? Is a little off topic, but have you heard that your former coach is in the fight for his life right now at Golden Guardians?
Yeah, I have heard about that actually, and he's right in front of me looking menacing, so I don't really want to say anything negative. I have nothing negative to say about Inero. I think he is a very good coach, and I'm sure they're going to bust out the. How many wins do they need?
All the wins. Literally, they cannot lose
They're
a
getting
game.
all of them. They're getting all of them.
Okay, he says good. All right. So wait, do they play you again at some point? Okay, you guys have already played them twice. All right, good then. So they can win, and you don't. You can also win. Uh, okay, back to this. So yeah, you're facing FlyQuest. They're not in their seats, and I guess you don't have to go up and do. Well, they're not doing handshakes these days. Anyway, so you're fine regardless. But it is kind of a weird situation. Does it? I guess once you get into the game, you don't even really think about it.
Yeah, when I get into the game, I don't really think about much about the game.
Well, let's talk about how Hunter T has been doing. You guys, I think, have not maybe been meeting the expectations that some folks have had for the team. So, what do you think it is that's been holding you guys back this split?
Um, I really, really believe that it comes down to individual performance, and I think that as a bot duo, me and Huki have not really been performing that well. We were like a big strength in the team last year, and we're just not performing to the level that we want to be. And I feel like that is like a main catalyst for why we're performing so poorly.
Yeah, it's funny because I interviewed Hui a couple weeks ago, who basically had the same assessment, and had really thought you guys would be able to change stuff. So, why do you think it is that it's been a couple weeks and you guys still have been struggling?
Um, I'm not sure why it is. I think a lot of it has to do with confidence in the game, and I think in this week's practice we definitely performed a lot better than the previous weeks. Not that that's that difficult to do, but I think we're going to be really good by playoffs, and even by next week, I really think that we'll be a top bot lane again.
Do you think it's entirely the bot lane? I'm not trying to get you to shit talk your teammates, but I'm just curious if there are other areas where you feel like the team needs to shore itself up.
Yeah, well, I think our mid and late game still obviously needs a lot of work to do, and we are working really hard to improve it. And I have been able to see the improvements along with the team in practice. We just have yet to show it on stage, I guess.
So obviously we saw the C9TL game today. How far back do you think you are from those two teams as they've kind of been in the lead? Not necessarily in terms of standing, but just I don't know if you're like, yeah, we're almost at that level. If you're like, oh God, we're looking at those guys and we know we've got a couple weeks to fix this shit.
Personally, I don't think TL or C9 are that good, and
Perfect. Thanks for the headline. That's it. We can just move on. No, go ahead. Continue.
we're also not very good right now. I don't think any team in the league is like really above, like that far above. I think TL and C9 are good, but like honestly, I actually don't really think they're that good. So we'll see come playoffs because I think it's all about improving until then. Those are the games that really matter.
All right. So obviously we're focused a little bit on the struggles for the split, but you guys just went 2-0 this weekend. Is this what you think? Is this going to be the confidence that you guys need in the bot lane to kind of make the plays that you want to make?
I would not really say so. I do think we got a lot of our confidence back in this week's practice, but when it came to stage, we didn't really play like how we did in scrim. So it's still a work in progress, and hopefully by next week we can play better.
All right. Well, I will do my. I've been asking a couple people about Champions Queue a little bit less now because I think I've got an idea of it. But now that we're completely done, closer's just standing there menacingly. You've got this is a big thing that you've had lately. Uh, Yeah, but you mentioned that the bot lane's been struggling. Any issues with the jungle? Have you seen any moments in the jungle that have had any issues?
No, I think Closer is a very reliable jungler. I'm not saying that because he's standing there looking at me.
Yes.
I actually think he's a very reliable mechanical jungler and someone that we can always rely on as a team to generate leads for us. So, good job, Closer.
Are there any
You're standing right there.
any downsides of having to work with closer?
Nah.
No.
None,
Okay.
none.
Perfect. He's a perfect teammate to have. Fantastic. Glad to hear it. All right. No, Champions Queue. So we're done with like the first. I guess are they calling them splits? I think they're calling them splits of Champion Queue. So what is your assessment of it after this time? Did you win any money?
I unfortunately did not win any money. I was pretty low elo, I think 200 LP or something in Champions Queue, but it's been a lot of fun to be able to play on the 10 ping, obviously, and then just hearing how players from other teams communicate and their tendencies has been pretty nice. And I'm the kind of guy who like mutes myself and just tries to gain some information, but I'll probably try a bit harder in Champions Queue for next split.
Yeah. Is there more pressure? I've been tweeting out actually. So this is one thing, a project that I'm working on is tweeting out like the players for each team and like ranking the teams based off their average elo for all that. Yeah. So do the players hate it when I do that because they're like, this is fucking practice, and now there's all this pressure to play these games?
No, I think if anything, it kind of lights the fire under your ass because you can kind of see which teams are trying their hardest in Champions Queue, and I do think it is pretty important that all the teams and all the players do put in the effort so that the overall league becomes stronger. So thank you for putting that post out. I do think we were somewhere in the middle, right? Like we're chilling. But yeah, props to the FlyQuest. I think FlyQuest was the #1 team. Good job, guys.
Golden Guardians, I think, on that one. They've Golden Guardians and Fly, I think, have been up there. Yeah.
Yeah, good job to those two teams. We'll catch up for next split.
You know what's weird is like C9 actually doesn't play that many games, and yet they're now officially #1 in the league today. Is that weird at all? Do you think does that diminish the value of Champions Queue in some way?
I don't believe so. I think C9 is a team that after scrims does like a lot of internals with the academy team, so that probably is the reason why they haven't been playing much Champions Queue.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, FBI, anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Yeah. To the fans, sorry for my disgusting performances in the past weeks. I promise I will play better come playoffs, and we're going to win the split again.
You say come playoffs, so does that mean we've got another 2 weeks left of disgusting performances?
Hopefully not as disgusting.
Okay. Less disgusting performances the next 2 weeks, then done with them when playoffs comes.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you so much, FBI, for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things LCS right here on my YouTube channel. You ever find yourself having a hard time focusing? You're at a loss, you're in a game, and you just can't keep track of things? Maybe you need to sharpen your image up by using a new Alienware monitor. That's right. Hopefully we got the focus right so that the timing went smooth and you guys were astounded at how quickly we did that. Anyway, check them out at alienware.com/Travis. There's a link in the description below, and then you can also use a promo code to save on their wonderful monitors to get that sharp, precise image that you need for whatever game you're playing. Different games required. Anyway, they've got a 34-inch OLED ultra-wide that's coming out. Thank you so much, Alienware, for sponsoring this video, and thank you all for watching it.